there's been a shift taking place, okay? There's this energy. It's like last week there was a lot of sacral chakra activation, right? So there was a high energy especially. And it's been travelling up, okay? I'm going to try and convey this message, okay? So it'll be for who it needs to be, okay? It's been travelling through the Manipura, the solar plexus chakra, right? So your worth has been activated and being tested. And now it's kind of in the heart. And the heart is like the anchor that you have. It's in your root chakra, the Muladhara chakra. But it's kind of like someone's been so blocked in their heart that they've not been able to actually ground in their root because it's all been like this stuckness of their heart. It's like I'm also been hearing infinity and beyond. Okay, so when Buzz Lightyear says that. So it might be someone's inner child is activating this kind of shift in them. And the heart chakra is, they're accessing this infinite nature of their truth, which is divine love. And it's something that it's like they've pushed it away before, if you will, or not pushed it, just kind of been, found it really difficult. King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Found it really difficult to honor and access this emotion and stay with it from a place of courage and strength, right? So it's kind of like layers have been, it's like they've been healing through layers, releasing and, discovering themselves through layers. And now it's like they're understanding their truth more than ever. Ooh, King of Swords. Yeah, see, this is. It's funny because that's the energy that I think someone's been in. Like they've been in their logic space so much. So, you need that balance of that head and heart in like operating in like life sometimes. But I feel like this is somebody who 100% has been so stuck in their mind. 8 of Swords at the bottom of the deck to confirm that. They haven't been able to access that heart from a safe space, so they've needed to create that safety within them. The Lover's card is coming to my mind, and that's someone's activating something in them. The Queen of Wands. Ooh, Queen of Pentacles. Let's find out about this. The Lover's card is coming into my mind because the Lovers is first of all, it's Gemini season. So if you follow tropical Western astrology, that would be currently the current season. But also the Lover's card is about making decisions, right? And on the card, to me, it represented your dual nature, following whichever, whether it's your masculine, your feminine. There's also this energy, especially in this deck, where it's kind of like you're following your light or your shadow. And one is truth, one is falsity and illusion, right? 10 of Pentacles. Oh my God, I've just heard they're seeing it all. They're seeing it all with this one. That's interesting. Let's just find out what's happening here. Yeah, so it's about making those decisions from, and from a space fueled by your truth. And I think someone's finally understanding this. 6 of Swords. It's a transition. This is that shift that I'm talking about, the world energy. There's a transition taking place. It's like someone's slowly but surely, they're getting closer and closer away from the internal conflict towards the kind of harmony, if you will, right? Like that balance of that feminine within as well. Okay, 6 of Pentacles and then the 4 of Cups. That is to do with the King of Swords energy, I would say. That's stuck in the mind. I think this is what someone's trying to clear through though, right? They're harnessing in on this kind of beautiful energy of I think that actually they're working on their inner feminine, so they're connecting to their truth, their ability to harness their spiritual gifts as well, which is interesting. Okay, this power, they have a magnetism about them, whoever this energy is, they truly do, but they're understanding how to harness that magnetism and not have it being taken away from them, if you will. They're overcoming this kind of I'm hearing something about a selfish nature. Something about expressions of their truth, that divine love that's coming through. It's very difficult, but they're getting themselves into that space. They're overcoming this kind of, this energy of, I feel like they've been around a lot of, how do I put it? Kind of energies have already, materialistic energy. Okay, materialism. That Page of Cups as well with the 10 of Cups, that's I feel like that's confirming God. She said this need to express their desire for this divine, this happy ever after that's in their mind. It's divine love that's coming through truly. They're accessing that timeline, that frequency within them, which is beautiful. The wheel suggests that this is that kind of transition that they've been working on and preparing for. King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Judgment card as well. So they're finally finding balance in their reality, because they're finally understanding the need for kind of the external to match the internal. But how can the internal be what it is if they've been hiding it this entire time, right? So there's definitely a maturation process, if you will, that's been taking place with this energy. Six of Wands. Sixes are 100% important here. I think somebody has, well, first of all, they've been led by external validation in terms of their decisions. If they think that they've been listening to their intuition, they've very much been listening to their logic. A very confused intuition. It was actually their logic. So a fear-based, ego-based kind of energy behind the scenes. And it was all kind of fueled and supported by external energies. So again, the external validation. Now there's this kind of, I'm hearing there's been a massive imbalance, okay, that they want to restore the balance with. Fast incoming communication is what I've just heard. They don't want to be cut off. And guess what's just come out? The card that's been on my mind. This is so important. I have a message for this one. Okay, so first of all, we've got the Ten of Wands with the Ten of Cups. So that's what it is. It's like they know that whatever this communication is that they want to express themselves through will finally release that heavy cycle that they've been carrying, so that they can finally have this room to make that decision from the heart space and enter that Ten of Cups reality, that emotional fulfillment, right? The Lover's card. It's that energy of making decisions, choices, and you're either fueled by the shadow element of self, or the truth, which is the light, right? Someone's accessing their truth more and more, okay? They're finally seeing the illusion that they've been kind of mastering under. This particular card has a Cupid, and his arrow is poised, right? And it's like divine is waiting for someone to activate their free will and move forwards. And, you know, it's kind of this energy of, is there going to be a repeated lesson here, or can we finally move on to the next level, is what I'm hearing, which is why that Six of Swords and the Wheel makes so much sense, because it's kind of like finally that transition, that cycle, right? It's not a repeated cycle this time, it's kind of a totally new cycle that's coming through, which is why the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Cups has come through as well. Okay, now the Lover's card, it's the number 6, which is the number of Venus. Venus, a planet of love, beauty, pleasure, abundance. But we also know that the Lovers is connected to Gemini, and Gemini is connected to Mercury, the planet Mercury, ruled by the number 5, connected to number 5, okay? So it's kind of like it was supporting that, again, expressions of love coming through, or somebody really learning how to express their love from that space of no longer being in shadow. I think that this is somebody who's had a lot of, specifically heard the word fetish. Now, I don't use that word, so that's come through for a reason for somebody. But it's almost like they've thought, some of their more kind of their desires are, I think they've had a lot of shadow over their desires, so they've had to really work through their shadow, if you will. And I think this is something they've not really understood or had much help with, because in society, you know, it just wants to replay this kind of constant keeping you stuck in those lower 3 chakras, yeah, keeping you stuck in that animalistic place, so you cannot reach your divine levels of consciousness. But as a human, you have the ability to really access those divine levels of consciousness. My mouth, the way I'm talking right now, someone's really needing to express something, right? Ace of Pentacles as well, that's there. So it's kind of like someone's finding this grounded energy. First of all, I hope that made sense. Let me know. They're finding this like grounded self within that isn't just fueled by this, you know, external need for success. Now, masculine energy, divine masculine specifically within you, whoever you are, you know, is driven by that success, right? Is fueled by this idea of even competition, you know, healthy competition. But it's kind of like, it's been unhealthy in the past, right? The Star. And this is what they're bringing balance to. They're awakening to this kind of, this state of, I'm hearing being lust driven, but also being kind of logic driven. So it's kind of like there's been a real disconnect between the chakras. In order for the energy to truly travel healthily, there needs to be a connection through them one at a time. But it's kind of like they've been missing pieces, right? 5 of Cups, yeah. There's been a lot of regret over this. Someone's really, I felt like this energy of sadness and regret to be honest. And I think that they're finally seeing their fire is fueled, if you will. They're seeing this energy that is really from the past. A past connection is what's coming through here as well. So maybe it's a past connection with self, who you once were, who you once saw yourself as, or with somebody else outside of you. There's this desire with this Ace of Wands to really it's kind of like, should you stay in the comfort of what you know and in your own being? You know, when you connect with others, you automatically create a new reality, a new energy. You have to really think about the decisions that you're making. For example, Page of Wands, right? Can't be led by this energy of just like impulse and drive that is, you know, got 2 pages here. It's not this like that king energy, that queen, you know what I mean? So yeah, someone's having a lot of realizations. Again, I do think that inner child is being healed and worked through. Worthiness, definitely. 5 of Pentacles, someone has previously very much been left in their shadow, left in the dark because of other people's behavior towards them. However, that doesn't then determine it shouldn't then determine their worth, and them constantly seeking external validation by everything that they do, creating a picture of who and what they are, when actually it's nothing to do with their inner truth. It's just about an external image, right? They're understanding this better. They're understanding how this has blocked them from making those decisions from their actual heart space. Oh my God, confirmation. The Hermit and the 7 of Swords. Okay. Truly, they're and the Moon at the bottom of the deck, they're recognizing the self-betrayal cycles that have been happening here, and as a result, who and what has been hurt in the process as well. Right, the avoidance energy, this avoidance, thinking somebody else, you know, is too good for them, when in actual fact it's their own worth they haven't been seeing. When requiring this kind of I feel like there's somebody here who hasn't wanted to commit, who's been non-committal, if you will, because they're afraid of kind of this internal battle, but also kind of not going the way that they desire, their true heart, you know, wants, kind of thing. But it's all again based off the past energies that they've experienced and not this new version. So they really haven't allowed themselves to step into this their truth truly and embody that in a way that's being projected out there as well. Just split the deck, we've got Justice, the Devil, High Priestess. So definitely deep healing work happening right now with the soul. There's this kind of cleansing. They're understanding their karmic cycles better as well. Okay. And once again, they are connected more to that beautiful, deeply kind of intuitive, spiritually connected, if you will, High Priestess feminine energy. This is somebody who's quite gifted, but they've always, it's like they haven't really accessed their gifts to the full capacity. It feels like this is somebody in this energy for sure didn't realize what they had in the past, the abundance of what they had in the past. I'm talking about connected specifically to another person now, okay? And this is what they're really having to heal through and understand, because now they're seeing much more clearly. It's like they were operating very kind of selfishly, if you will. Just like, I don't think they realized that that's what they were doing, though. That's the thing. It's like they were so impulsive and quick with how they were acting, that they weren't allowing themselves to see the needs of somebody else outside of them. It's like they've always wanted things to be in their way, you know. Forgiving and learning. Yeah, that's just confirming what I've just said, actually. I think that they've had to kind of learn through a lot of what they've been through with the people around them. But I think that somebody might have to actually be in this energy of forgiving and learning them. Children. I did say something about that inner child, didn't I? Deception. 2 messages are coming through here. Somebody, when they were super young, you know, they experienced some trauma, truly, and this really influenced their ability to allow that energy to flow through them, to really, it's been stuck and they've been stuck in their headspace, and it's really, they've not really had that clear channel, even guidance from outside of them, you know, from the caregivers or anything, to really teach them how to harness their energy and to utilize this in a very productive way, an abundant way. And there's also another energy. Something happened with the child that was something very deceptive. So either I'm getting they were thought to believe that there was something to do with them and a child a connection that wasn't actually real, or there was just something that a decision they made about a child that they're having to really I've heard pay the price for. I don't know, but I feel like it wasn't something easy. It was a difficult decision by the looks of things. I just think that some kind of realizations are really catching up with somebody. I also have heard that they might have not told the truth to somebody about a child in the mix, but there's definitely that big energy of their inner child healing coming through. Okay, and so they've had to really go through forgiving and learning of their own. Okay, being present in the moment is really important in this energy, because when you're attracted to somebody, you can really get lost in that kind of spark and energy, and you get lust driven, and that's darker energies. Okay, honeymoon energies really should X at the bottom of the deck. Okay, yeah, I think that you can get lost in that phase and that honeymoon phase, and then you never allow yourself to recognize that what actual true divine love requires and is the beauty of it, right? You're constantly on this roller coaster, this spark, right? Stay optimistic, so important. I do get that energy here. They just need to stay optimistic, because I think someone's going through a healing cycle right now, really learning a lot. This is your opportunity to learn, yeah? To retreat, so important. Express your love at the bottom of the deck. Retreat, disconnect from the external energy that is around, whether it's on your screen or around you, that's constantly throwing you off your balance. Yeah, especially when you're going through, if someone's really like susceptible to, really sensitive to external energies, but also external opinions, they really need to come back to themselves, because like I said, this is someone who's powerful, has a strong intuition. They need to learn how to connect with that chemistry. There's a lot of this kind of sparky energy here. So there could be somebody who's kind of driven by that, but also I did mention before, they're very magnetic, right? There could be a connection here that feels like this. Calling in your person. Okay. Trust. This need to kind of trust that whatever's been true love at the bottom of the deck, whatever's been happening and whatever you're going through, trust the cycle that's happening right now, because I think that there's it's just kind of this energy of your decision. I'm going to say it, it's like you're being tested with your decision making skills, right? How much have you been truly honoring your healing portals and your cycles that you have been going through is what's coming through, which is why that Hermit card is really sticking out as well, really reflecting on that Seven of Swords, the betrayals you've experienced, but also the betrayals that you might yourself have put onto others without meaning to. The energy is gaining momentum. There's some kind of energy gathering here. I do feel like that. I did say there's something about this energy of communication or just some kind of forward movement. Okay, you and your loved ones are safe. Confirmation, especially if there's children involved, and if there's a connection involved, it's safe, right? Meditate and contemplate. Again, I do feel like that energy of that retreat, that going inward, step out of your comfort zone. I think sometimes, when you just go, you don't have time to really step back and connect to your intuition. Communication is key. Not just stay stuck in your logic, but truly take that time to go inwards and connect to your intuition. Whatever tools that work for you, really learn those. So important for you for the rest of your life, as well as every connection you have, every situation you have. Okay. Honor yourself, because that's the way you can learn to step out of your comfort zone. You can learn to trust yourself without constantly being led by these past situations, and so on. Don't let pride get in your way, exactly, because then the past comes through and you start getting confused. You don't let the past hold you back. Oh my God. Yeah, this is kind of, I feel like someone's needing to gain courage or something. Hold your vision, and so they can believe in this vision ahead. Yeah, not a win-win outcome, and not let it kind of be filtered by whatever this is that they're healing through, this past energy, this cycle that they're closing out, right? So they can make new actions, the Ace of Wands and the Page of Wands here. This is actually like taking that wand and saying, no more with this 10 of Wands. Like, you can do two things with 10 of Wands. You can either pick them all back up and do things differently, or you can just release them and then go and start again with new ones, okay? So I think, yeah. I think there's some kind of inspiration here that someone's gathering, and it's from somebody else. They're receiving this like inspired desire to take action. Take your time making this decision. Oh my God, this reading is all about those decisions, you know, that Lover's card. Making decisions from your heart, believe and trust, confirmation, decide to be happy now, okay? I think the doubt is there because of the regret that somebody has, truly, the regret over their decisions. I will say there's an underlying energy of like positivity here, I have to say. So there's something really positive. It's just about how someone now is going to harness this energy. God is in charge, okay? Divine orchestration. Listen to the signs. Detach from the situation. Don't get so stuck in that King of Swords that in your head. Allow yourself to detach. Then you can feel, you can flow through it as well. And allow divine to do what divine needs to do at the same time. Leave that room and space. Self-respect. If you keep going back to decisions and people and things that have constantly just disrespected you, you know, you've just done it for validation, or your choice hasn't been made from love and truth, it's been made from fear and illusion, then there's a lack of self-respect, and that's not happiness. So there's truly this energy of no longer outsourcing your power, especially with that this situation is already resolved, okay? Have faith, truly. Especially with those magnetic cards. Okay, shield yourself, that's like huge. Protect yourself. Detach, protect yourself. Don't get so consumed in these energies, thought patterns, or the external energies that are just pulling you down. Protection is so important, and take that as you will, because I think there's more than one message in that. It's really important. Protect yourself in all ways, shapes and forms, especially if that kind of the Kundalini energy has been activated. You know, your body is going to be responding to that, so be mindful of the decisions you're making in that respect as well, you know, if you know what I mean. A lot of chemists love actually like attractive kind of magnetic energies here. Make a commitment. You're on the right path, okay? It's really funny that this make a commitment card has come through, because I did mention somebody being non-committal. It's kind of like they've been juggling back and forth, even if they know what they want. And this energy of this situation is already resolved, you know, they're not honouring their worthiness. They're truly not seeing themselves clearly. And that's why they've found it so difficult. They're, you know, making this decision. They haven't made this decision. It's been a while. And it's kind of like their faith has been hugely tested. And so has it, like in the situation which already is resolved, which they already know deep down is resolved, right? So it's kind of like, how much has their pride and ego been getting in the way? And with that King of Swords and the Deception card, I do think somebody has been approaching the situation wearing masks many times. Okay, could be actual like, you know, masks, so fake profiles or whatever it is what I've just heard, because that this particular card gives me like that unknown behind the scenes behavior. However, it could just generally be that they're, you know, they're masking their emotions. They're thinking way too much about what didn't go their way. You know, so much regret in this energy. But that this is the energy that's gaining momentum now. Someone's really going through this healing situation. They're recognizing, they're learning how to have faith. They're learning how to call in the right energies outside of them and to trust that, right? To recognize the difference between anything unhealthy and something that truly is soul-led, heart-led, right? Okay, let me know if this reading was for you. Look after you. Sending so much love.